There's this one question about evolution that seems to trip almost everybody up. It sounds super logical, but it's actually built on one huge misunderstanding. So today, we're going to break it all down with a surprisingly simple analogy. I bet you've heard this one before. Maybe you've even wondered about it yourself. It's a question that really challenges the mental picture that a lot of us have about how evolution is supposed to work. And here it is. If we evolved from monkeys, why are there still monkeys? And look, on the surface, that totally makes sense, right? If A turns into B, then A shouldn't be around anymore. It's a great question, but it gets started from a place that's just a little bit off. And that's the whole thing right there. This isn't about the question being wrong. It's about having the wrong mental image of evolution, a picture that, honestly, most of us were taught. So let's go ahead and replace that picture right now. So that flawed picture in our heads, it actually has a name: the ladder misconception. It's this idea that evolution is just a straight climb from simple to complex, and that's exactly where all the confusion starts. We kind of picture it as this straight line, this march of progress. A fish turns into a lizard, the lizard turns into a monkey, the monkey turns into a human, and each step up the ladder just replaces the one that came before it. But that's not how it works at all. Okay, so this slide is everything. It's the whole mindset shift right here. The ladder on the left, that suggests one thing replaces another. But the tree on the right, that's all about branching. New branches grow, but the old branches don't just disappear. They keep on growing down their own paths. See, evolution isn't a ladder. It's this massive, beautiful tree with millions of living branches. And to really make this branching tree idea click, let's use an analogy that I think we can all get behind: a simple family tree. This is it. This one little idea reframes the entire question and just completely solves the puzzle. All you have to do is think of monkeys as our evolutionary cousins. Okay, so let's walk through this together. At the top, you've got your grandparents, right? Then they have kids. One of them is your parent, and the other is your aunt or uncle. Then your parent has you, and your aunt or uncle has your cousin. And you both exist at the very same time. So here's the big takeaway from all that. Did you evolve from your cousin? No way. Of course not. Did your cousin evolve from you? Nope. You both exist because you share a common ancestor, your grandparents. All right, so now let's take that exact same logic, that cousin logic, and apply it back to our big question about monkeys. We're just swapping out family members for entire species. So in science, the word we use for those grandparents is a shared ancestor. This was some ancient species, one that doesn't exist anymore, but from which all these different lineages, these family branches, split off millions and millions of years ago. See, it's the exact same structure as the family tree. Way back when, millions of years ago, there was this ancient primate ancestor, our shared grandparent species. Then that population split, and two different groups went down totally separate evolutionary paths, adapting to all sorts of different things. One of those branches eventually led to us, and the other one led to the monkeys we know today. And this right here, this is the most important sentence of this whole explainer. You have to forget the idea that we evolved from the monkeys we see at the zoo. That's the ladder thinking. The reality is we evolved with them. They're our evolutionary cousins, and we both grew on different branches from that same long-gone ancestral trunk. Okay, so let's tie this all together and land the plane, bringing it back to that original question for the final, really satisfying answer. And here it is, the big answer. Why are there still monkeys? Well, for the exact same reason your cousins are still around. You both share a common ancestor, but your family tree was big enough for both of you to exist just fine. In the same way, the great branching tree of life had more than enough room for both the human branch and the monkey branch to grow and thrive. Once you start seeing evolution as this massive branching tree, it all just clicks, doesn't it? Monkeys are our cousins. Chimpanzees and gorillas, they're even closer cousins. Each one is just a unique, successful branch on our shared, incredible primate family tree. Thanks for joining this explainer.